Ask you a question. What are the penalties of sedition in the United States of America? What are they? The president's not calling for it, but they're the ones that started this foolishness. And I will grant you, this is a foolish political stunt.
Hold on.
Created by
Let's
people.
rewind this madness for a second. You've got Democratic lawmakers dropping a slick little social media video that basically flirts with telling troops and intelligence officials, hey, you don't have to listen. That's not subtle. That's not harmless. That's not cute. That's lighting a match inside a room full of gasoline and acting shocked when somebody smells smoke. Then President Trump calls it out, says it reeks of sedition, and suddenly everyone pretends to faint on cue. Now it's outrage. Now it's pearl-clutching. Now it's how dare he. Please. You don't get to poke the commander-in-chief in the eye for TikTok likes and then cry victim when he responds. And the funniest part? If this had been Republicans doing this under Obama or Biden, the media would be running a 72-hour threat to democracy marathon special. But because it's their side, we're told to calm down. Nah, not today. Smash that like button, subscribe, and stay with me. Let's watch the full clip before I give you the full breakdown.
Trump's comments about Democratic lawmakers saying that they have engaged in seditious behavior.
Stop. They have engaged in seditious behavior. That mess you just heard over there about not being intimidated? No, the intimidation came from them when they launched their stupid video that nobody asked for, that nobody was talking about, to try to get clicks and likes. That's actually a bigger problem that's going on in this building behind me. Everybody wants to be a star now. Everybody wants to be on social media. Everybody wants to be on Fox. Everybody wants to be on CNN or MSNBC, and that's the stunt that they pulled. The president is correct to call it out for what it is, because for them, and I honor their service to the nation before they came to Capitol Hill, but for them to now go out and tell our troops and the members of our intelligence community that it's okay to disobey orders, that's obscene. They would never tolerate anything like that when Joe Biden was president, when Barack Obama was president, when Bill Clinton was president. They would have never tolerated anything like that. So now they're going to feign outrage because Donald Trump responded to their words that do yield to insurrection? Please.
But the president has been...
Stop. No. And this is where I'm going to push back. Because what they are doing is trying to throw literally a grenade into the room. It goes off. And then they're going to claim outrage? They have no moral standing to claim outrage because they decided that they were going to be cute and put out a TikTok video trying to get likes, trying to demonstrate that they're tough enough to stand up to President Trump when Donald Trump is the commander-in-chief, not Mr. Crow, not Senator Slotkin. They are not the commander-in-chief. And like I said before, they would not tolerate any Republican launching any video like that when Barack Obama was president of the United States. You know it's true. I know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. But now they want to feign outrage and have everybody come and ask them how they feel. Man, stop. We're tired of the games and the charade. The American people are looking for real answers on energy, on immigration, on affordability, but they want to be cute. So yeah, I'm not going to give them any standing about, well, how do they feel? That's BS. They knew what they were doing. They created a political stunt to get a response. And they didn't like the response.
In terms of what the president said, are you comfortable?
The administration proposing oil and gas leases to
Yeah. Look, I think when it comes to Florida, we've been clear in our state. We do not want drilling off of our coastline. And so we're going to work with the administration to still protect Florida's coastline.
So sure. Are you comfortable with what the president said, suggesting that members of Congress should be put to death?
No, but the president also said that they should have to actually stand by. You have to investigate those words. What they're calling for is sedition. Sedition. Let me ask you a question. What are the penalties of sedition? Ask you a question. What are the penalties of sedition in the United States of America? What are they? The president's not calling for it, but they're the ones that started this foolishness. And I will grant you, this is a foolish political stunt. This is a foolish political stunt created by people who are trying to get their name ID up, who are trying to demonstrate that somehow they're the standard bearers for our constitutional republic when their own words are in violation of our constitutional republic. You cannot have elected members. I don't care about your politics. This is not even a political deal anymore. You cannot have elected members tell our military men and women, tell the members of our intelligence community that you don't have to follow orders from the commander-in-chief. That is nuts. And as people who actually put the uniform on and serve this nation, they should know better. but they're playing politics.
Now that you've
That's
seen the
what's
whole
wrong.
exchange, let's be adults about this. The Republican response wasn't extreme, it was necessary. You cannot have sitting members of Congress even hinting that members of the military or intelligence community can disregard the commander-in-chief. That's not edgy. That's not brave. That's destabilizing. And the congressman was absolutely right to call out the stunt for what it was: performance politics. This wasn't some deeply principled stand for democracy. This was content creation. This was, how do we trend today? Energy. Everybody wants to be the main character. Everybody wants their viral clip. Meanwhile, Americans are drowning in inflation, worried about border security, concerned about energy prices, and lawmakers are producing social media skits like they're auditioning for cable news. The double standard here is outrageous. Imagine for 1 second that Republican members of Congress posted a video telling troops they didn't have to follow President Obama's orders. The media would have gone DEFCON 1. Hearings, panels, special reports. Is this the end of democracy? Banners flashing across the screen. But when it's Democrats undermining a Republican commander-in-chief, suddenly it's misunderstood satire. And here's the part they don't want to talk about. Sedition isn't a buzzword. It's a real legal concept with real penalties. When you start encouraging resistance inside the chain of command, you're not playing politics anymore, you're playing with the stability of the republic. The president pointing that out isn't extreme. It's called taking the oath seriously. The Republicans in this exchange weren't hysterical. They were drawing a line. The commander-in-chief is not optional. The chain of command is not a suggestion. And if you decide to toss a political grenade into the room for attention, don't act stunned when someone calls it explosive.